Dr. Pete Angerilli. I am a chiropractor. One of the things I really love doing is helping my patients, not just with the problems they come in with, but helping their overall quality of life. So I think my patients want what I want, which is like, you want to wake up in the morning, feel good, have good energy through the day, go to bed not feeling stiff or sore or achy. I'm really thankful that I get to achieve a lot of that with them through chiropractic care and adjustments. But what I've noticed, especially over the last few years, is that for a lot of people, what's lacking is some guidance in the area of how to do things like workout, eat properly, stress management, meditation. So I've created a new program. 3 years ago, I wrote a book called Function Better, Feel Better, Live Better, which is like about chiropractic and joint and nerve system health. And I'm going to be adding to that book, but the addition is going to be basically function better, feel better, live better for life. So how can we optimize your body so that you can perform well as an employee, as a business owner, as a mom, whatever your role is. So the new program is going to be coaching people in the areas of things like diet and exercise and stress relief. Not only am I going to be coaching you, but I'm going to be doing it with you. So one of my goals, I'm 49 right now, I'm going to be turning 50 in January, which is a month from now. And as a kid and as a teenager, I was overweight. So for a good chunk of my life, started working out in my teens, lost some weight, and I've kind of got certain stages of life gotten a little bit heavier than I wanted to be. Right now I'm at a decent state, but I want to track things, and my goal in 6 months from now is to reach 10% body fat, which I've never reached at any point in my life. So as I'm saying this, you might want to think about what your goal is. Your goal might not be to be 10% body fat. If you just had a baby, maybe it's just to get back into the pre-maternity clothes. Or if you're a guy who's like me, 40s, 50s, you want to be able to go to the beach and take your shirt off and not feel embarrassed, or you want to get back into working out. But whatever your goal is, I'm going to help you to get that. So today, to start, we want to find out for an individual, and this is what I'm doing for myself, how do we calculate how many calories you need to keep your body the way it is? And then consequently, we're going to know how to create a calorie deficit in order for us to lose body fat. We don't want to lose muscle, of course, we want to lose body fat. We're going to talk about that on a later video. So when I get this scan today, which is called the DEXA scan, which is the gold standard for measuring body composition, I'm going to know exactly what my body fat percentage is. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of afraid to find out, but we have knowledge is power. And then after this, I'm going to develop a plan. I'm going to show you what that looks like for me, and then I'm going to help you calculate that for you. We're here. So we're here at the Bone Wellness Center in Toronto. I'm just prepping for my DEXA scan. I'm going to guess that my body fat percentage is around the 25% mark. I got 6 months to get it to 10%, but let's see what the actual test shows. Hi, Salima.
Hi, Pete. Nice to meet you.
Good to be back. Good to be back. I'm excited.
So you're here for a full body DEXA scan.
Yes.
It's a very small x-ray. We're going to be scanning the full body. We're going to measure fat, muscle, bone using a 3-dimensional approach to body composition. The x-ray is so small, it's less than you taking a flight from here to Vancouver. Okay. So don't worry about the radiation. It's very minimal.
Not worries. Okay.
Okay, before we start, I'll be just asking you to change into metal-free clothing, like the t-shirt and shorts if you have.
Okay.
I'll be getting your height and weight, and then we're going to get started.
Now, the DEXA scan is the gold standard, correct?
Yes.
To measure body composition?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. How do you think it compares to like the bioelectrical impedance scales that they have at gyms?
No.
No comparison?
No comparison.
Okay.
Usually off by like 10%.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
A lot of discrepancies.
That's why I'm here, so I can
Yeah.
get the exact measurement.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Never thought I'd be undressing in front of the camera, but here we are. Okay, so my DEXA scan's done. Let's check out my results. How did I do?
First thing you get from the DEXA is your overall body fat reading. So you went from 27.4% to 20.4.
Oh. Okay, so
So how did you happen? Yeah.
that's from the 2014. So that was 10 years ago.
Yes.
But 20% right now.
Yes.
Okay. I'm starting better than I thought. That's good. That's good.
You being 49, you fall here. So 11 to 22% is in the healthy range.
So for instance, is there like one for bodybuilding or weight training or something?
So like weightlifting for men is 9 to 16, but bodybuilding's a little bit different.
What's bodybuilding? 5 to 8. Okay.
5 to 8.
And I'm going to aim for 10. And I'm going to, as I mentioned, I'm going to come back here, and this is December. So we'll be back here in probably May, and we got to have a 10 or lower on that. But I think 10% should be doable.
So android is a high-risk fat here in the abdominal cavity. That's the fat we hear in the news associated with heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer, etc. So many factors affect your android number, your genetic makeup. Ideally, you want to be less here and more here in terms of risk.
Okay.
And I'd like to see this number less than 1. Okay. That's your total weight.
Okay.
183.1, comprised of 36.1 pounds of fat. 140.8 is lean muscle mass and fluids in the body, and 6.2 is the dry bone, the mineral of the bone. Bone itself is made up of fat and mineral, which gets added here. So these 3 components give your weight. This looks at the distribution of fat in different segments. Overall body fat 20.4. In your arms, you're 14.7% fat. Legs 20.8. Trunk is your upper body. It's your chest, back, and stomach, with the highest numbers in the android region, in the abdominal area.
Okay.
And we don't like to see it there because the organs are there. Some people come for DEXA for this number, resting metabolic rate. If you were to do nothing, just breathe and sleep, this is what you burn at rest. 1,727 calories. So don't eat below that or you lose muscle.
Yeah.
So it's just the minimum you need.
So this is really good. I'm glad. That's what I really wanted out of this, other than the body fat percentage, is this number. So from here, I can calculate my calories to safely create a deficit and keep weight training and lose body fat. But now I know my number from DEXA. If you're at home, you can again come and get a DEXA to get that number, or I can show you an alternate way. It won't be as exact as a DEXA scan, but it'll help you determine your calories needed for maintenance or your resting metabolic rate.
As we age, we lose muscle in the arms and legs. It's a condition called sarcopenia, and DEXA looks at that. So a lot of people for longevity are coming for this number.
Makes sense.
So they're doing a lot of research on this field. They have 2 cutoff values for men and women. They want you above 7.26 and you're strong for 11.37. Yes.
Good. Is there any age band on these numbers, or like would be that all males or males above or below a certain age for that number?
I think this is all they have.
That's all they have. Okay. So that's a good one. Okay, I'm 11. Thank you so much, Salim. I really appreciate that info.
Yeah,
we'll see you in the spring, and we're going to have some different results.
Okay, sounds good. Remember, what gets measured gets managed.
Okay, so I'm at Good Life Fitness, and they have a Tanita bioelectrical impedance scale. I'm going to step on here. It's December 14th, the same day I've done the DEXA scan, and we're going to compare the measurements. Okay, so here we go. So it's clocking me in 179 pounds, and we're going to get a printout here. Let's take a look. All right, so according to the Tanita body composition analyzer, it's getting me in at a fat percentage of 13.5%, which is a full 6.5 points different than the DEXA scan. The fat mass of 24 pounds, which is different than the DEXA scan. Weight of 179, though DEXA had me at 180. So quite a bit of a difference between this gym body composition analyzer and the DEXA scan. So we're going to go with the DEXA scan as accurate on this one. But that's just to give you an idea. If you're using something like this, which is a bioelectrical impedance way of measuring, it might not be accurate. So that's interesting. I did not expect that much of a discrepancy. All right, so now that my results from the DEXA scan are in, we know that I'm 20% body fat. I did some math last night. It wasn't crazy math, but it was a little bit complicated. So basically, my goal is to get to 10% body fat, which is gonna require me to lose about 18 pounds of body fat over the next 6 months. Now, 18 pounds of body fat works out to 72,000 calories. Might sound like a lot. I'm gonna spare you all of the math details, but I've worked out a plan that if I keep everything the way it is, I keep my days and my workouts the same, I need to drop about 400 calories a day, 2,800 calories a week, which will allow me to lose just over a half pound of body fat every week. And if we multiply that by 26 weeks, that'll get me my 18 pounds of body fat loss and down to 10% body fat. So in order to drop 400 calories a day from my diet, you might be wondering just what exactly constitutes 400 calories. Well, here's a couple of examples. 400 calories could be 4 bananas, 3 eggs, 2.5 Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm gonna have to drop those. Or 1 small-ish portion of steak. So from my DEXA scan, my resting metabolic rate clocks in at about 1,800 calories per day. I did some more rough calculations. So between the workouts that I do every day and my job as a chiropractor, which is pretty physical, I'm gonna estimate that I burn about 400 calories a day with my activity above my resting metabolic rate. By the way, the resting metabolic rate is the energy that's required to keep your body alive, specifically your lean body mass, so organs, muscles, and bones. The resting metabolic rate also takes into account some very low energy activities that you might do during the day, such as moving around your home, apparently going to the bathroom as well, which I found interesting when I looked it up. So to sum up, I've calculated that I currently burn 2,200 calories a day, which would keep me at this 20% body fat. So I'm gonna lower my calories by 400 a day to aim for 1,800 calories a day. I'm gonna show you how to do that, plan that out on a subsequent video, but that is gonna allow me to lose weight at the rate I talked about, and by June of 2024, I'll be 10% body fat. So I do wanna mention that you can be flexible with your calorie deficits, and that's what I plan on doing. So I might eat 400 calories below maintenance every day on some weeks to achieve that deficit. But some weeks I might fast 2 days a week, which would give me about a 3,000 to 4,000 calorie deficit over the course of that week, which would also allow me to lose that slightly more than half pound of body weight per week. So we'll talk more about these different strategies so you can make a program that is flexible for you in order to achieve your fat loss goals. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow along my journey. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. See you on the next one.